Adductor longus muscle is also one of the medial compartment muscle of the thigh. It is flat, fan-shaped muscle. It originates from the external surface of the body of the pubis. And to be more specific, it originates from a rough triangular area on the external surface of the body of the pubis, just inferior to the pubic crest and lateral to the pubic symphysis. This is isolated hip bone with the interior view. The highlighted green is the pubic part. The pubic part has two surfaces: the internal surface and the external surface. Further, we divide the pubic bone into three parts: the body, the superior ramus, and the inferior ramus. This highlighted blue is the pubic crest, and this red is where the pubic symphysis is present. Now, below the pubic crest and lateral to the pubic symphysis, on the external surface of the body, a rough triangular area provides origin to the adductor longus muscle. After origination, it expands as it descends posterolaterally and become a flat, fan-shaped muscle. The shape of this muscle resembles the blade of the fan. It contributes in forming the medial half of the floor of femoral triangle. This is the floor of femoral triangle. We divide it into medial half and the lateral half. And some part of the medial half of the floor of femoral triangle is contributed by adductor longus muscle. Also, the medial margin of the adductor longus muscle form the medial margin of femoral triangle. As you can see, this is the medial margin of the adductor longus muscle, which form the medial margin of femoral triangle. This muscle also form the proximal posterior wall of adductor canal. Now this hole is the adductor canal. This is the proximal portion of the adductor canal, and the posterior wall of the proximal adductor canal is contributed by adductor longus muscle. So this muscle has contribution in the floor of femoral triangle, the medial margin of the femoral triangle, and the posterior wall of the adductor canal. Next is the insertion. It is inserted on the linea aspera, which is present on the middle 1/3 of the shaft of the femur bone. This is isolated femur bone with the interior view. Now, in the posterior view, this is the linea aspera. We divide the femur bone into three parts: the proximal 1/3, the distal 1/3, and the middle 1/3. And the linea aspera is present on the middle 1/3 of the femur bone, where the adductor longus muscle is inserted. Next is the innervation. It is innervated by interior division of obturator nerve, which involve L2, L3, and minor contribution from L4 spinal nerve roots. Adductor longus muscle only crosses the hip joint, and its main action on the hip joint is the adduction of the thigh. And it makes sense. This muscle is present medial to the hip joint. So contraction of this muscle will pull the thigh in this direction. As the name suggests, adductor longus muscle adducts the thigh. This muscle also help in the medial rotation of the thigh. But this is the minor function of adductor longus muscle. Next, I will discuss adductor brevis muscle. Thank you.